right, welcome again to this page. It's proudly brought to you by Weird Bank. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. We have another question here. Don't forget this on A-level mathematics. This on set theory. We have a question here. We have a group of youths that were interviewed on their subject of interest. We have their information that have written here. Their responses are collated as follows. We have to five youths the large size. Now, what are the distinct interests? Let's look at that. We have science fiction, relationship, talk, and faith-related discussions. So now, this is a Venn diagram problem. Let's have a solution. So now, when we have a Venn diagram, it's just more a way in which we visualize statements. Now, there are three distinct of interest here. So let's represent each of them. A circle. Now the picture here depicted here is to show now what is the rectangle representing and what are the square. Now the rectangle is what you call the universal set, or the mother set, which in this case would be the number of youths in total. Now each of the cycle now represent their interest. The first of the kind, which is science fiction, so let me represent it by S. So the next one says relationship, and the last faith. So let me relationship as R, and let's this F. So the whole of this cycle represents that of science fiction, this for relationship, and this for faith. Now let now address each of the statements here. It said, it's why youth like science fiction. Now, pay attention to how I'm going to address it. When you say 55 love science fiction, so it's simply telling us that the cycle here, the everything that the cycle is what? Is 55. You might want to ask, why didn't I just write it here? No, this is what if I should write it inside here. Simply these parts, what you are saying, the moment you don't include this part, you are just saying that those are only love science fiction that does not, whose interest does not intersect with the faith and the relationship. So this represent those that love only science fiction. But now when I use the word they love science fiction, it doesn't actually mean that they cannot love another. That statement is not precise. It's different from when I use the word science fiction only. So take notes. Okay? So we have 55 who love science fiction. We have 75 that love relationship talk. So we have this to be 75. That should be 75. Then for faith, we have 60 that love faith. So we have this at 60. Good. All right, so we have that at 60. Said now I have 10 youths that love science fiction only. Now that means those that love science fiction only, we have 10. So which is this part? So remember I explained it the other time. So 10 love science fiction only, 5 love faith related discussion only. So faith related, so we have 5 that love it only. Good. Then we have 15 love relationship talk only. So we have 15. So only. So take note the difference between say those that love relationship and those that love relationship only. Okay. So certain youths like the three subjects of discussion. So when we say 10 of them love us, so that would be this intersection of the three cycle which corresponds to here. So take note. Say if the total number of youth interviewed is 105. So remember we said the total number, which is your what? Your rectangle, what you have here. So we said it's 105. So this is equal to 105. So take note of that. If that is 105. Now we'll need some information. Now obviously we need here, right? A, call this B, and call this C. Now, from this, remember we said when we say those are love signs, it means the whole of the circle. So let's now do the analysis individually. So for science, so we have 55 to be equal to, so the whole of the circle, which will be 10 plus b plus 10 plus a. That is this, which is 55. That is 20 plus a plus b. That is a plus b, 55 minus 20, that's 35. You can call this equation 1. So for relationship, so we have 75 equal to, again that will be 10 plus b plus c plus 15. That is 75 equal to, that will be 25 plus b plus c, which means b plus c, 75 minus 25, that is 50. Call that equation 2. And for fifth, so we have 60 to be equal to, that will be a plus 10 plus c plus 5. So you have 60 to be equal to 15 plus a plus c. So we have a plus c to be equal to 60 minus 15, that's 45. So call this equation 3. So we have 3 equations. So these we have a plus, you have this one, you have this, and we have this. Now I've taken it additionally with the last equation. Now, okay, let's see if there are other information. So let's see. Is there a case for those that do not love any of discussion? We're interviewing the study of the reference are across the following. So I want to see, were there any information that talk about those that didn't love either of the 3 discussions? So if there is none, so that means we are assuming this part, that is outside all of this circle, is 0. Outside this circle, still inside the rectangle, will correspond to those that do not engage in, do not love any of those discussions. So that will be 0, since it does not actually mention that there are none, that do not love any. So that will tell us, so let's take the last part. So that will tell us that means 105, the whole of the rectangle, will be equal to then the sum of everything inside here. So that I can do it this way. So that means if I take this cycle, the whole of this cycle, that's 55. So as to save the time, because in the examination you don't have all day. Now don't add twice. What do I mean? That means after you've taken this, what you are just left with is just this, and this. So that'll be plus 15 plus c plus 5. That's all. So n we have 105 will equal to 55 plus 15 is 70. That will be 75 plus 5. So 55 plus 15, that's 70, plus 5, 75 plus c. So c will be 205 minus 75. So what's 205 minus 75? That's 130. So c equal 130. If I have c, oh, sorry, that's not 205. I mean, that's 105. It's the way I wrote it. That's 105. I'm writing properly. Let's imagine. So c should be 30. So c equal to 30. If c equal to 30, so that means from equation 3, so a plus 30 equal 45. So which make a to be equal to that's 15. And if I take this equation, so I have b plus 30 equal to 50, and that makes b to be equal to 20. And of course, we said c is 30. If you check that, 20 plus 15 still corresponds to that, which is 35. So we've gotten a, we've gotten b, we've gotten c, which are the unknown. So I can actually have this now. I can withdraw this. Then just make sure you get this. So if I write this, if I withdraw this instead, so that means this is 10. Z B we have 20. Z A is 15. We have C to be 30. And we have this to be 15. We have this to be 10. We have this to be 25. You might want to check, is this, if you add all these, does this correspond to the 60 that we wrote here? You see it is 15 plus 10, 25 plus 30, 55 plus 5, 60. Check this also, is it 55? Yeah, 20 plus 10, 30, plus 10, 40, plus 50, 55. I checked the last cycle. What do you have? Is this up to 75? 20 plus 50, that's 35, plus 10, that's 45, plus 30, that's 75. Good. So this is 0. So now, let's now use to now answer the question that we were asked in the question. So the A part of the question. So the A said, number that love, relationship, and faith-related discussions. So that means relationship and faith-related discussion. Now don't forget, this is S, this is R, and this is faith. So relationship and faith discussion, that will be the whole of this part. So take note. So that'll be 10 plus 30, and that will be equal to 40. Now, what does 30 correspond to? 30 will mean that those that love just relationship and faith only. Now, always take note of the difference. So this place just say faith, relationship, and faith. It didn't add the word only. So that means that they could also likewise love the third part, which is the one that corresponds to S. What do we call S again? We said S corresponds to science. Yes. So hence that's why I added. So because only wasn't included. The number of people that like relationship talk and science fiction. So that'll be this and this, the all of this again. So that'll be 20 plus 10, that's 30. And the C says number that like science fiction and faith. Science fiction and faith. Take note, the word only was not mentioned. Science fiction and faith. So that's science fiction and faith. That'll be the whole of this. And that'll be 15 plus 10, and that's 25. And last question says number that like only two of the subject of discussion. Now let me say only two of the subject of discussion. That means that is either this and this only, is that science and relationship only. That will be either 20 or that is plus. Now remember when I say only, so that means that it could be this science and relationship talk only, or you could have relationship and faith only. That would be plus 30. Then plus the last part, that's science fiction and faith only, that's plus 15. And that gives that's 20 plus 30, that's 50, plus 15, that will be 65. And that answers a question. So we'll continue by looking at other questions. Don't forget, like this, subscribe, and share. Thank you.